right, so at the track, it'll be the first time I've ever made a pass in this car with this combo. I'm pretty excited. We'll see what she does. It's gonna be interesting. Got a lot of toys to play with that are new, so we'll see how the three-step works. We'll see if these tires give me any traction. We'll kind of go from there. Here we go. Burnout worked really good. Feel good about that. Woo! Thank you much. All right, so we didn't do fantastic. We did a 12.28 at 120. So, and oh man, the 60 foot was awful. 2-1. The 60, but it's all right. We had an 8-1 and an 8. All right, so the last pass was less than desirable. Ended up running a 12.2. We are at altitude, so we're at Bandimere in Morrison, Colorado. I'm assuming that obviously plays a lot into it, but I also, you can see in the video, man, it hooked up so hard. So I'm going to launch at a higher RPM this time. I was at 3 grand that time when I launched, so we will have to, we'll see. And I'll have to try to feather the clutch a little bit more this time. I just popped it last time, so I'll try to feather it a little bit more, try to get a better launch, and we will hope for a better run. Intake temps are a little high, but we'll see what we do. Well, the burnout sucked. There we go, we're staged. Traction's definitely the problem. Well, that sucked. So I forgot to turn my power on for my staging brake. Thank you. Yeah, so that one was awful. Did a lot worse on the 60 foot. 12.3. But obviously I didn't have my, so my RPMs were way over. Alright, so that was a awful showing. I couldn't get my brake to set. I forgot to turn the power on to it, so I'm going to give her another go. We've got some pretty good heat in the car. We're only running about 175, 180. And I think our intake temps are not low, but we'll get there. I'm gonna do another data log on this run so that I can see where I'm at with boost and everything else. just to get an idea, because it's fallen on his face after $6,000, and I don't know if I'm not sure what's going on. Looks like my air fuel gauge stopped working, so probably have a bad sensor, but we'll see. All right, brake is set this time. One wheel peel on that one. Still a 2.0 60 foot, not getting out of the hole very well. So we're gonna have to try something different. That one, my RPM wasn't limiting, so I'm not sure what's going on there. So, all right, so here's what the data log shows. I was only making 5 pounds of boost. So probably just heat soaking the supercharger, I'm sure. Either that or, well, really don't know what else it could be. So took off the air intake tube. We're gonna run it one more time before they switch to roll racing and see what she does. Hopefully it does a hell of a lot better this time. I just can't get it to leave the line right. That last time it was a one wheel peel. I didn't even get both wheels spinning for the dang burnout, so that sucked. So we'll see if I can remedy that situation. Temps look decent. We're at 170. I'm sure that's why we're down on boost. We're probably just heat soaked. Okay, we got the burnout in. We're gonna see if we can feather the clutch this time. Nosed over really hard on the top end, so I'm not sure what was going on. We'll have to see what kind of boost we made, but that really wasn't good. Alright, so yes, fighting issues one after the other. This supercharger needs to be upgraded. That's just the long and short of it. So the belt's slipping really bad, so my boost after 5,000 RPM drops from 8 to 0, and normally up above there is where I make the most boost. So yeah, it's time for an upgrade, but I'm gonna try doing it again, and we're gonna shift at 5,000. We'll kind of see where that puts us at. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit a mile an hour, who knows. That time, so I don't think we took any timing out. Pulled really good, which I'm happy about. Thank you much. We're gonna check and see how much this thing weighs. heavy girl. Yeah, you're almost a full second faster. It's bad. My mile an hour, so I must have slowed down before the end of the, because I got 117. I let out before then. Well, I did that time. Usually I don't. Thank you much. It cut timing that time. It cut timing out that time. I did too. I was halfway into second and then third spun too, and then it got. I looked over and I saw my intake temp was 220.
Hello, man.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Good.
How's it running?
I keep hitting my intake temp too high, so it pulls timing. It's pulling like 10 degrees of timing, so it's just falling on its face. All right, so we're still pulling timing because our temps are getting to like 220, 230. So I changed the timing on it, so we'll pull a little bit less timing. It should be all right. So I was pulling up to 5 degrees of timing. Now I've got it set to do it a little bit less. We're only running 8-to-1 compression. E85 should be all right. Let's see. Shifting at 5,000 RPM before the boost falls off, so we'll see how it works out. Really gonna have to watch RPMs on this. Temps. I feel like an upgraded supercharger and intercooler are in order. I did have an intercooler on this, but I took it off because it was restricting airflow, so I'll have to figure something out. Little update. So here's the best we did on the day. We are 741. So we're this guy over here. So the best we ended up with was a Nope, sorry, that was the first one. That was a 12.2 at 120. Fastest was a, right here, we ended up with a 12.12 at 119. So the supercharger started heat soaking really bad. The intake temps got to like 250 degrees, and the ECU thankfully stepped in and said, we're going to go ahead and pull RPM, and we're going to pull timing. So it dropped the timing back, I think, 8 degrees. So that really saved the day. And also the ECU limited the RPM when it got too high. So that's a bonus. I'm glad the ECU was there to limit it. Just a little sad that the supercharger got as heat soaked as it did, and I just couldn't keep it down. I was starting most runs at 180 degrees, and it would just climb to 220, 240, 260, and it would just pull spark, and then limited RPM eventually when it got over 260. So that's a good thing it was there. I ended up with some other passes that were less than awesome, but 12.7, 12.2, they were all within there, which, I mean, it's okay. The 60 foot was awful. I couldn't cut a good 60 foot. I think the best I did was a 2.0. I mean, with that mile an hour, if I would have cut a, even like a 1.8 60 foot, I would have been in the 11s easy. Probably knocking on the door of 10s, but that is what it is. Had fun. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.